This is the payment structure ends from the closure of muster to the disbursement of payment to the base seekers. And we have set some objectives on this elimination of role of middleman and leakages and avoid delays in disbursement of payments. And it should be reached to the right principles. Transfer of funds electronically with the transparency and accountability, and disbursement of payment only after the biometric authentication through I.A.S, and the real-time MIS in the postal payments, and the capture delays fix accountability on the responsible persons who are make delay in generation of at various stages, and achieve financial inclusion in the rural area through postal and the bank payments.
Next.
This is an overview of our project. We have two kind of systems. One is the postal system and then second is the bank system. In postal through I.A.S, another 640 GPs are there where the tribal areas is covering. So we don't have connectivity in those areas. We will make payments through local biometric authentication. And then we have placed post missions, point of transaction devices in each and every GP. And then AP Online provides the software and hardware technology to the DO. And then this is the bank model. So a pilot, we have done a pilot in 610 GPs of Krishna district and Vishkhapaynam and Chittoor through APB mode. We have successfully completed. Then we have scaled up and we have added another 1,880 GPs. So our target is to 50% of GPs should be converted into APB mode by end of the August, and the rest of the GPs will be converted by December of 2016. This is our seeding percentage. We have achieved 93 permanently migrated, so we have less than 2% of target to be covered.
Yes.
And then this is the process at various stages, from closure of muster to the disbursement of wages at the post office and the bank. One is the generation of FTOs, e-pay order and upload at the block level. And the second is the transfer of funds to the nodal banks of the paying agencies. And the third thing is the electronic transfer of e-pay order to the technical service provider in case of postal payments, and credit into the individual accounts in case of bank payments, and other authenticated payments through post offices or bank. So after closure of musters, FTO will be generated at the block level. Sorry. So after closure of muster, FTO will be generated at the block level. Then it will comes to the NRGS server. From the NRGS server, fund will be pushed to the nodal banks, and the electronic pay order will be pushed to the AP Online. This is the post office system what we have. AP Online is the technical service provider of DO, Department of Postal. So once the FTO sends to the nodal account, it will be credited into the head post office account. We have mapped all the GPs to the nearest sub post office and the head post office. In the postal system, postal department is having accounts at the head post office level. So we will transfer fund to the head post office electronically. Then it will goes to the sub post office. Then from sub post office it will goes to the branch post office. The data what we share to the technical service provider, it will directly comes to the post. First, when the basicers will approach the branch post office and he will give his thumb impressions for I.A.S authentication. So once he puts his finger, his biometrics will be captured and it will be sent to the Aadhaar server to AUA and ASA to the UIDA. Once the success, the response will comes like that again to the AUA, and the post mission will show the success. Then physical cash will be disbursed at the post office level to the base seekers. This is the structure at the post office system what we have and currently we are doing. And the second, after disbursement at the post office, the disbursement data we will get from the technical service provider, so that we can analyze how much amount is disbursed to the base seeker, and at the post office the data will be hit our server and the DOP server also. This is the unique thing what we have, because it's in a single service provider system, so that our server is integrated with the AP Online server, so we will get the real-time data. I will show you the real-time data. Yes.
How TSP knows that the HO will get the amount of that?
How? Because he is received the amount or not. So that capture also we will calculate. So that entire software will be maintained by the AP Online. So when the HO, head postmaster, has to acknowledge the FTO, whether he received or not. Once he received, automatically the corresponding FTO e-pay order will be pushed to the post mission at the GP level. So
how TSP will know? How TSP? Actual knows that
Yeah, the
amount
TSP,
has-
he is having some knowledge.
Actual knows that the FTO amount has come to his account. How TSP?
Postmaster will acknowledge that FTO he have received the money. So once he approved, acknowledged, then AP online will push data to the post machine. So we will capture their
You integrate HO
and the ePay order also will have a unique number. So we will match accordingly after acknowledgement. Right, sir? So this is the payment system through banks currently.
The pay order is an individual pay order, but group of pay order
It's the payment system through banks. So say the same after closure of must and it will comes to the central server and then it will goes to the sponsored bank. Here we have to engage with one sponsored bank. So we will push all the APP files, other payment bridge files to the sponsored bank. From sponsored bank it will goes to the NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. So from National Payment Corporation of India, it will goes to the destination banks. The basics will have accounts in their own choice, so many banks will be there. So whatever the destination bank, based on the APP file, NPCI will push to the destination bank. From destination bank, it will be credited into the individual accounts. In which bank they are having account, so the amount will be credited into that account. So from individual account, we have placed some BCs in GPs. So banks has appointed business correspondents in GPs. If business correspondents are not available, they will withdraw the money through ATMs or through bank branches. So here also we have an authentication process. Business correspondents will have a post mission that is provided by the banks. So in interoperability, they have to pay through authentication only. It will again an AUP's authentication. So we have ensured at the time of generation of pay order linked with the Aadhaar number, and at the time of disbursement also it will be disbursed through AUPS only.
here the banking currency is having power to select the BC. They are all being sponsored by SHG because we have the village level federation. They are having their own bonding on the system. So if any BC is failed to do, their village organization will come into the fold. Because of that fear, every banking correspondent is doing good work. Yeah.
Madam, we have done a unique thing here.
No?
Yes, madam.
Destination banks
Yes.
that you are showing over here.
Yes.
These are also the individual account holders here, or does it go into the account of the BC?
No, madam. It goes to the individual accounts or the basic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then my next question.
Yes.
My next question is that this is an individual account. Your payment delay, your final payment should actually end when the moment the money comes into the account.
Yes, ma'am.
Into the
Yes,
individual
ma'am.
account.
Yes, ma'am.
So this process from BC to the actually into the hands of the
Yes.
person. This is outside the delay payment.
It's outside the delay payments, but we have taken a model.
In our state, madam, we are calculating the delay payment up to the disbursement of the individual basic. So we are just going behind our national gate. Then the national level, we are observing only the FTO generation. But now we have been implementing, the money goes to the individual account compensation. Even bankers also made delay compensation. We have given notices to post office and banks.
Yes. POTD. Secondly, here in the APP system, the beneficiary can withdraw the money through the ATM. So can POTD will work here? So then sir, your circle will be complete. Then if you say that for the delay up to the disbursement, then you can find out the delay. Otherwise, here if
Individual accounts, then we are going to end it. Because it is up to the choice of the beneficiary whether they have to take money or it doesn't take. Because you can see in our bank in field now today, they are leaving their balances in the bank itself because they are generating their interest and they are taking the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan account benefits. But wherein the post offices, they have to withdraw the entire money at one go because they are not giving any interest. That is it.
Sir, one thing more I want to know. TCS is pushing the data to the NREGA account. There, when we are calculating the delay, we are calculating up to the second signatory date. In your case, second signatory is the state. So, whether you are sending second signatory date or pay order date to us.
We have come to the server as a whole. We are pushing to the nodal bank. So we don't have any.
How many signatories who signed the DSC? Who
All.
signed the date of the pay order to us?
Yes.
So,
No, pay order along with the FTOs.
it is.
He may have. He will give one account to the department, and his Aadhaar number seeded to the another account. So the credit will be based on the Aadhaar number seeded to the bank account. But our database will have another different account which he has given earlier. So we have generating the payslip. In that, after receiving the response file from NPCI, we will post the account number in which the amount is credited in the payslip, so that the seeker will not have any confusion to which bank he has to go and withdraw the amount. So we have designed a payslip like that. Yes, madam, we have started. Yes, madam, we have started. Last time we have informed in the video conference. So after that we have developed this, and now we are.
What are you doing?
So after receiving the response file from NPCI will give in which account the amount is credited. The bank IIN number they will provide with us. So based on that IIN number, we will know the which bank, and they will not provide the account number. Some banks will provide the account number. Some banks will not provide the account number, but they will provide the bank name. So we are posting that bank name in the payslip so that the seeker will know in which bank account his amount is credited. So he is going directly to that bank account. He is withdrawing the money instead of what he has given earlier account. He started. We have payslip also. We will show you.
After video conference.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can see it in the field.
Yes, madam.
This
Yes.
is very
Yes.
critical and very good that you have done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Go.
Here we will not get any response.
Just one more question. The postal account are being transferred to CBS.
Yes.
72 to 10 days.
Yes, sir.
The postal department are rejecting the transactions. Those are not active since last 6 months, and they are not giving the response to us whether that account has been rejected, dormant, or what the reason of dormant. Nothing is there. They are giving any reason. So how we are taking care all these difficulties in AP Online?
Yes. Madam, our sir has recently transferred to the CBS platform. In CBS platform, if we have not operated the account within stipulated time, it will go to the inactive or the dormant account. So NPCI will not credit the account which are inactive in the banks or the postal department. So we are getting a response by
Here NP
telling about the postal system on this. So in the CBS,
previous slide, Dharma, and they rejecting these transactions, and they are not.
Babu, this is our concern. We are battling day in and day out. We'll come up with a solution. All the failed transactions, especially the post office issues, we will get back to you, I think, in the next 15 days. At the highest level, we are taking it up with the Department of Post and the PFMS.
He wanted to know how Vizag is doing, AP is doing.
I will
AP
explain.
side you explain.
Yes, sir. In it, sir, whatever the destination bank rejected cases, we will get from the NPCA. So, this after receiving the file rejection codes also. So, basing on the rejection code, we are posting in our server, so that at block level the rejection codes will be available for the respective way seekers. So they will see the rejection code, and for some cases it will be rejected due to inactive account. Some cases it will be rejected due to Aadhaar is not mapped to the account. Some cases it will be rejected because the balance, that credit amount limit is exceeded. Likewise, so many rejection cases codes are there. So they will share the code. We will, after receiving the response file, we will, basing on the code description, we will integrate in our server. We will informing to the field staff if the account is inactive, the customer should go approach the bank and he has to do a minimum transaction of crediting or withdrawal. Otherwise, we cannot make active at our level. So we are advising the basicers to go visit the bank branch and make your account as active. Then we are pushing again file to the NPCI, then the amounts are credited into the individual accounts.
So it's happening.
It's happening.
And NPCI is ahead.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. This is our this system also we have, madam. We will show you at the field hours.
Yes, please.
Because we have given a separate module in which they can see the rejected cases.
What about the money, rejected money?
Money will be comes to our bank, sponsored bank account. Yes, immediately, yes, immediately. Along with the response file, NPCI will transfer the rejected amount
The
also.
pay order will be generated by the field staff again.
They have to approve it again, so that again the APB file will be generated and it will push it to the server.
I'm very happy to know that NPCI is doing this. Entire nation we are battling with you.
We have contacted the NPCI when we have a structure like that.
So we'll see in the field.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir, another clarification.
Yes, please.
Here in Ajax, sir,
Yes,
you are
sir.
sending all the file to sponsor bank and sponsor bank is sending to NPCI.
Yes, sir.
If the beneficiary of the account in the sponsor bank, so it is not going through the CBS. All the transactions are going through NPCI.
Sir, in APB, we will process the file and which of the accounts having in the sponsored bank, they will credit internally. Other accounts, they will push it to the NPCI and it will goes to the destination banks, then only credit will happen. We are sending file in APB format.
So all Gram Panchayat, block and the line department, forest and other things. In Odisha, we are giving declared signature to forest department, to signatory. Whether this system is in Andhra Pradesh, all except in Mandal, the line departments are working. If so, how they are sending the payers?
See, all line departments are working with their separate digital key. MG mode and all short lesser works they are operating. Model.
Yes.
Rejection, if the rejection comes for the post accounts, then how you handle it?
Sir, in our state, all the postal accounts are in virtual accounts. They have not been converted into the CBS mode. So it's the same, sir. The same way what banks has given rejection case, the postal will also give a rejection case, rejection codes. Basing on the rejection code description, we have to give a separate login to the block level. So they will verify what the reason for rejection. They have to rectify at the field level. Then again they have to regenerate the pay order. Then it will goes to again to the APP mode and it will credit
It is
it.
not APP mode. I am talking about the postal. Postal means
Postal also, sir.
postal. Here the problem is in the postal the amount is not coming back from the HO to the nodal bank. So in postal accounts, how you handle? You are saying that it is virtual account. It may be created by the TSP, your TSP provider, service provider.
Yes.
So whether the rejection happens, and if happens, then how you handle, because the amount is not coming back to the nodal bank. It is with the HO. It is with the HO account. So how you will handle?
Sir,
It is not about the APP.
yes, sir. In the CBS, yes. In the CBS, their system also should be like the banks. The postal department has to convert their system like a bank. After rejection case, that amount should be credited into the sponsored bank account. In the virtual kind of system, they will have HO account, BO account, SO account. In CBS platform, they should have a central server. All the rejection cases amount should be directly comes to the sponsored bank. That should be taken up the DOP, Department of Post. In CBS, they should have system like that, like what the banks are having. They should not keep money at HO level, BO level, at SO level.
We'll discuss separately.
Our disbursement journey and milestones, we have started in 2006 with postal matches with smart card system, and 2013 we started Aadhaar authenticated payments, and we rolled out by 2015 entire state to the Aadhaar authenticated payments with the postal department. Now we are migrating to the APP mode by conversion. By 2016 December, we will convert all the Gram Panchayats to. This is our disbursement of wage paid in 2016 financial year. Through Aadhaar authentication payment, we have done 92%, madam, because the red marked areas districts are having low connectivity GPs. So otherwise, our Aadhaar authentication payments is 99%.
You have seated accounts on.
93%.
So that's the payments now.
This is
So
payment.
all these payments into the accounts which are all Aadhaar seated.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Aadhaar enabled.
This is Aadhaar enabled payment system.
Because banks are not.
Madam, only this East Godavari, madam, if you see this, Vishkhapaynam.
So these are our payment system.
It is all self-explanatory. Chal, next.
Then they advance 2% of other payments, and we done around 7.87 crore transactions from since inception, and current financial year we have disbursed some 1800 crores through I.A.S authentication. And in APB mode, what we have converted recently GPs 8.38 lakh transactions, which consists 52 crore of amount credited directly into the individual Vesica's accounts. This is our best practices, and we have identified the best mobile network across the state and whichever is available in that particular village, so that we have taken that mobile network only in that particular GP and provided I.A.S authentication devices, where this biometric provided an I.A.S picture is also there in the top of the right side. And then we position some VIP antennas in the tribal areas to boost the connectivity for making I.A.S payments. And then created a separate WhatsApp group at the state level. Commissioners and additional commissioners will include that, so immediately to address the issues. And we are sending an SMS to the way seekers. As and when the FTO and the amount is credited to the way seekers, we will send an SMS from our side. So we will show you at the field level. So way seeker will get an SMS and we'll show you at the
We
field.
want to scale up voicemail
Yes,
also.
we have connectivity issue in the ITDA areas, where the tribal areas, and then some cases biometrics and I.A.S authentication also will fail. So that's the challenges we have. And then way forward, as I said earlier, we want to convert the entire GPS by December 2016, and then ensuring positioning of BCs. We are coordinating with all the banks and make sure that the BCs should be appointed, and issuing of rupee card and using of it, and then positioning of VSAT and micro ATMs at the tribal areas, and then sending a voice message. As our commissioners have said, we are sending in a text message now. So in the future course, we want to send a voice message so that the way seeker will know whatever, if he is uneducated, he can know whatever the amount he is receiving.
See,
And then-
this appointment of position of SLBC, regular item. So CM is sitting over here and he is, yeah. But incentive basing on the transaction. We are not giving it.
These are advice reports, madam. We have a day-wise online reports, and that's our presentation. Thank you very much for giving this.
We want to